And here we are, T-Cat.
Yeah, so this should be Halloween when this episode drops. So happy Halloween to everybody. This will be the
Happy Halloween.
the last segment of our spooky season that we've put together. So hopefully we get
Spooktober.
Spooktober. Uh hopefully we get a good one to end it all off with. So well we've seen Saw,
Yes.
um
Scream.
Scream,
Hostel.
Hostile,
Yeah.
and now we're on our last one. So
Pretty
why
good
don't we
for us to get four in a month.
yeah. Why don't we spin that wheel, see what it is?
Sounds good.
Club Dread.
Big change from the last few we've done.
Yeah, so this will be a good
And a
segue
welcome.
back to our regular um, kind of movies we like
Roots.
to watch. So um, this one is a 2004 picture by Broken Lizard. I think they were probably made famous for Super Troopers, Beer Fest, Super Troopers 2. I think we did Super Troopers a
Yeah,
couple
Slam and
months back.
Salmon. There's
Yeah.
so many. Yeah, they've got several like very
I know
early 2000s to maybe mid 2000s comedy movies.
I know you're a big fan of theirs. You went to see their stand-up show, right?
Yes, I have. I
Uh
like the show Tacoma FD. That's a show they
that's
do as
the
well.
did this come before Super Troopers or after Super
Before, I
Troopers?
think, or right around the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty close. I think Super Troopers may have come first and then this, to be honest with
Okay.
you.
I
But
know
we'll
this
we'll get into
didn't
that in the
yeah.
review, I'm sure.
Yeah, so why don't we watch it? Come back and find out what we have to say about it. So
Boom.
Yo, it's Josh and T-Cat. Best believe that. Reeling in the truth. Stacking on the film stack. Popcorn popping. Critics keep talking. On this podcast, ain't no time for stalking. Real fine line meal, we keeping it free. Josh and T-Cat, the hosts you wanna see. Movie reviews, jokes that ain't new. Keep it locked in, cause we know what to do. Lights, camera, action, movie main attraction. Critics we ain't, but we got that passion. Breaking down the scenes, funny like memes. Josh and T-Cat, man, living the dream.
so Club Dread 2004, like I said earlier, made by Broken Lizard. Um, they filmed this movie at a resort.
Yeah.
Uh, they so their island they were on was actually a resort. They stayed at the resort and filmed on location the whole time. You got Bill Paxton, Brittany Daniels. Those are probably the two big names in this movie, other than the Broken Lizard guys who are
She
all
was
in this movie.
Brandy and Joe Dirt.
Yeah, after Joe Dirt, I thought she was going to kind of take off and be a
Yeah.
star. Um, I don't know if that really panned out for her. I'm sure she had a very
She's in
nice
White Chicks
career.
too,
Yeah, that's right. She's one of the girls that are mean to the white chicks and
from the
white chicks.
Bitchy clan or whatever, those
Yeah.
chicks. Yep.
Um, I just assumed her career was going to take off after this. Um,
Yeah.
I think Bill Paxton's career kind of died after this. um,
I still can't believe he passed away a few years ago.
yeah,
I'd forgot that he did that, and I was looking, stuff up on this and like credits and stuff, and I was like, man, I forgot that he passed away. Crazy, like a
yeah.
medical emergency or whatever.
So I
Whenever
think
somebody says that about somebody dying, whenever they say they died from a medical emergency, I mean, isn't every death kind of like a medical
you would
emergency?
think, I guess it
I don't know.
not expected.
Right, right. I guess that's true. Yeah, that's
Like
what it is.
my grandpa passed at 91. We kind of
Right.
expected that to
That
happen,
wasn't a
right?
medical emergency per
Right.
se. But he
So
could have had a medical emergency to get to, like I guess it's just all how you take it and how it's worded. I don't know.
so this movie cost $8.6 million to make. It only grossed seven and a half.
I bet
So
8 million of that was Bill Paxton's salary.
Probably pretty close to it. I would say most of it was probably his salary if I had to guess, but um, they didn't recoup what they spent in ticket sales over its run on in theaters. But I'm sure they got a lot of that back in DVD runs and stuff
Yeah.
like that because I think this movie has found its kind of following the people who really like the Broken Lizard stuff. The Super Troopers was kind of a cult classic. Beer Fest, when that one came out, it was really big. I think people
Yeah.
probably started going back and looking at their other movies, and it probably ended up making money for them because it wasn't far off.
There's a
So,
lot of people that don't even know about this movie that do
yeah.
like these guys. Like they've never like I don't know if just like the advertising wasn't there or the marketing or
Yeah, I don't think it
because
was.
it was 3 years after Super Troopers, so they had a little money. You know, obviously
Yeah.
they had a budget and stuff like that, but I would say, man, like we know that advertising is where you spend all your money in your
Hmm.
marketing. Like, you know, the production does cost quite a bit of money and a lot of work, but when it comes down to getting it out there, that's where you're paying.
For sure. Um, the Coconut Pete's loosely based off of Jimmy Buffett. Uh, Jimmy Buffett loved this movie. They showed it to him, and he asked if he could do some of the songs on tour the year this movie came out. So he did some of Coconut Pete songs on tour that year.
Yeah.
Um, Couple other tidbits. I don't have a whole lot for this movie. Juan Castilla is Spanish for John Castle, which is the main character in Dirty Dancing. So they were kind of doing a spoof on that. Um, the character Coconut Pete was came from a Jim Morris song called "The Ballad of Coconut Pete." So um, those are kind of all I really had. We talked about them shooting on location at a resort, and we can go from there. This is, we've done a couple slasher movies in it. This Scream was a slasher movie. This is kind of comedy parody of a slasher horror
This
movie.
has some scary like moments in it, like every once
It
in a while, like
does,
jump scares and stuff. So like I think they try to break that up with like they'll add in like 30 seconds of Coconut Pete's like one of his songs or something like
right.
while the killing's going on, which kind of like really breaks it up.
So we talked about Bill Paxton, Coconut Pete. Um, Kevin Heffernan from Broken Lizard is Dave. Brittany Daniels from Joe Dirt fame is Jenny. Lars is Eric Stolstern, and Sam is Jay Sharsgård. I can't even
Yeah,
pronounce
however
his
you
name.
say his name, yeah.
So, um, the Lizard guys do really well in this movie. They
What
have two
about the
versions.
Kevin Heffernan, how he's like a massage therapist and he just be touching
Yes.
everybody? Like
Yeah.
he pushes that, what's the magic button or whatever on their lip, and he's like, oh.
Yeah. He, yeah, that he shrinks himself down to get underneath the bed at one point, and
Yeah.
Jenny says, "Why don't you just do that all the time?" Which I thought that was funny.
Right, right. Yeah, he shrinks himself down. That's how you got out the window. Yeah, man. I don't, man. I hadn't seen this movie
I haven't
in
seen it in a long time either.
a long time, and I had forgot a lot about it until we, put it on the wheel and stuff. And I forgot like how it started out pretty much like hedonism. Like it's like a porn.
Yeah,
It's almost like a funny, like I know like we just did Hostel and we said that was kind of like early stages of
yeah,
Cinemax or whatever, like on like the serious scale. Well, this is on the funny scale. Like it's like this
right.
pothead dude. He's like this like slacker guy, and he's got these two chicks, and all they're talking about is like getting high. And he has like this bag of weed, and that's like a callback later in the movie, all about this weed.
Right.
So it just kind of starts out just like
So
where's
I,
it like kind of, I guess like where are they going with this at the beginning?
so I think in the early 2000s, and this would fall into the early 2000s for me, comedies had a gratuitous nudity clause in them. It seems like every big comedy had a lot of um, naked women in it. They
Yeah,
really
all
did.
those American Pie spin-off movies like Band
Yeah,
Camp and Naked
yeah,
Mile, like that's all they
yeah.
were.
So you even think about Wedding Crashers,
That is true.
Old School,
Yeah.
um, movies like that. They all seem to have that in there. So I think that was just kind of par for the course. I don't think that's much I don't think that happens as much anymore.
We
I
don't
really
do it.
don't.
You don't really see a lot of that in comedy movies anymore. But also, you don't really see a lot of just comedy movies just to be funny anymore.
I agree,
Like
and maybe
they,
that's why.
I think like now everybody has to have some kind of Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino plot to everything. They can't just make a
Yeah,
funny movie for, sake of.
we might do an episode here where we just talk about the film industry in general right now. But um,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
you know, this obviously was like I said, a parody of the horror genre. I will tell you, when they played the Pac-Man game, from
Mm,
the very first time I seen this movie, I thought that would be really cool to set up and do. I don't know why,
that
but
would be
I think it
cool.
would be cool. So that looked like a lot of fun. They have a lot of different you know out on an island tropes that are sitting around a campfire telling ghost stories.
That's my
Um,
favorite scene is that one.
that
He's
that
telling,
scene.
yeah, he's telling that story, and he's like sucking you in. He's like, and you know what he said? He said, "Where's my penis? Where's my penis?" And
And
I
it
won't
was
ruin the
me.
punchline, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, but yeah, it caught me off guard so
Yeah.
much because
And then
it's just so hilarious.
they turn around and do the gag twice, right? Like he
Yeah,
stands up
yeah.
and then the other guy stands up too. They're both tucking it in.
That's
So
why I love their comedy, man, because they really because I think in order, or the comedy that I like and I like to do is like the comedy that you have to like buy all the way into. Like you're not
yeah,
going to get the punchline or even necessarily what the joke is about at the very beginning. You're just not going to get, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to like really buy into it and commit and see where it takes you. And I think it's just a hilarious way of doing comedy.
I like I like the build up. I like comedies to where I can watch the movie and I'm laughing throughout, but if I go back and watch it the second time, I pick up on different things that make me laugh as
Yeah,
well. And
yeah,
I think
man.
they do that. I think the Broken Lizard does that in all their movies really well. Like you have the surface joke, which is always really funny, but then there's
Right.
stuff in the background that, or little remarks that you catch on the second or third viewing that you laugh at too. And I think they do that really well.
Yeah, I think where they're just all there's like so many of them, and they're all like it's like five different genres of comedy in one
Yeah,
group, and they
yeah, I agree.
all know how to feed off each other in their own way. So like you're getting five different like I said, you're getting five different versions of one joke. So I think they really do that well.
And you kind of talked about this a little bit. The Coconut Pete's music is funny within itself. The
Yeah,
songs he sings. So
yeah. Pina
um,
Colada Bird, like making fun of Margaritaville is hilarious because that
it is
one chick's
hilarious.
like, play Margaritaville. And he's like, do what? And she's like, play Margaritaville. I love
You
that
mean
song.
you
You
mean
mean,
Pina Colada Bird?
he's like, no, I mean Margaritaville. Yeah,
It's pretty fun.
man.
Um, all of the kills in this movie seem irrational. Uh,
Yes.
one slice to the belly kills a guy.
Yeah.
The pear in the Pac-Man maze gets cut in the belly and he's bleeding out of the pear thing. It obviously didn't actually reach him.
Right.
That made me laugh. Um,
What about how they couldn't kill the guy at the end and he's like, it keeps coming back. He's like half of a person.
that is something I was going to talk about is that where they cut him in half is really really gruesome for a
It,
comedy movie.
it is pretty
Uh,
rough.
um, and then at the very end, his legs are swimming after him, just his
Yes,
legs.
just his legs.
So there's two different versions of this movie. Obviously, the regular theatrical version. There's also an unrated version, which I couldn't find any details about what was different. I'm sure it's more jokes, cuss words, and nudity, which is what
Yeah,
in the
maybe.
early 2000s they sold as unrated.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be any different killing wise. I think it would be the same.
Yeah,
It would just be more raunchy, I would say, or maybe extra scene, maybe like extra like
yeah,
length to like a scene or something like that that they didn't cut.
yeah. I think that's what it'd be. Just a few more jokes, and probably a little more nudity because that's what
It's
they
the
sold on
jokes
this
that
stuff.
the production company or the production company wouldn't approve of necessarily for the theatrical release. It's their version, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
the
probably how
fact
that works.
um Penelope, that
You
whole
know,
Penelope,
yeah,
and Carlos, that whole thing was really funny to me. Uh,
Steve
he was,
Lenny.
yeah, he's crazy. Out of all of them, I think he's probably the funniest to me. I think
Yeah,
early
he's
tw
yeah, dude. His accents and everything. He's just insane.
I think early 20s Travis probably would have said um, the
Kevin
bigger guy.
Heffernan.
Yeah, Kevin would have been
Yeah,
my favorite, just because my comedy styles have changed a little bit
yeah.
as I've gotten older. So I really like that back and forth with him and Penelope throughout the movie. It's a
I
good
always
act.
like the one that plays his slacker nephew, Eric, whatever his name is. I think that's his
Yes.
name. Yeah, I like him. The one that was like the DJ that kept taking the ecstasy the whole movie. He's like
Yeah.
eating ecstasy, and he kept like doing the ecstasy jokes.
I'll tell you what, at the end when they kill him and he cuts his head off and puts it on the turntable,
Yeah,
the head they used for that looked so real. Like
yeah, dude.
um, for a cheap budget movie like this one, I was surprised how well that actually looked.
Yeah, they probably had some kind of like new makeup artist that was trying to come up.
Who knew what
That,
they were doing? I
that
thought it
we
was
knew what
really
they were
good.
doing. They were able to get
Uh,
lucky with somebody probably.
So
All of those, like, but to $8 million is a lot of money, but it's not really a lot to shoot a production like this. So I mean, they really did
no,
a good job considering, like you said, they were able to shoot on location and stay there, but it didn't make you feel like that was a resort where other people were at.
no, not at all.
Like it was
And
like they had their own island or something.
you think they have a lot of extras. They have a lot of actors in here that obviously I'm sure all the Broken Lizard guys are probably taking the royalties off back end instead of getting
Right.
paid. But at the time, Bill Paxton was probably, like you said, making the
Oh,
majority of
huge.
this
Yeah,
money.
2004. He was big
I'd
time.
I'd say Brittany Daniels probably made a good chunk of change off this movie as well because she
Yeah.
was a fairly big name. Um,
And she's like the
there,
only chick, really, besides Penelope. I mean,
yeah,
in order to have a good comedy, you have to have that factor too. Back then, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
for sure.
So I think I mean, they probably spent half their budget on salaries.
Salaries, yeah, and the rest was just what they could do. Like you
So,
said, that just like I mean, we like everything we did, we pretty much put back. Like we're not making money, so we're putting like what we would make, we put right back into like the production.
right,
So they're probably the same way. Like they're not really doing it. Yes, they have to make a living, right? But they're not there to get rich necessarily. I don't think. You
well,
know what I mean?
for sure. Speaking of money, we do have to pay bills.
We do got to
So,
pay the bills.
so
Great segue.
we uh we will talk about Dubby Energy. So, Dubby Energy Drink, whether you're escaping a tropical killer or just trying to stay awake at work, Dubby's got a boost where you need it. With flavors like Pine Berry Splash, Push and Punch, and Watermelonade, Dubby keeps your focus sharp and
Push
energy
and
steady.
punch.
No crash, no gimmicks. Head over to W.GG. Use the code Find by Me, all one word, and get 10% off. Because even on Pleasure Island, you need to have enough energy to survive.
Pleasure Island.
W.GG.
Fine by me. Get 10% off. Help yourself and help us.
So
So,
I told you I really like the Pac-Man maze and they killing the pair there. Any memorable kills in this movie for you?
uh, I thought it was hilarious how the callback at the beginning, the killer talks about how he can hold his breath like 3 minutes and something. Like this is the thing. Like he talks about it so many
Three
times.
3 minutes and 33 seconds.
33 seconds. So like
Yeah,
you're like, okay, like that's odd because he says it like twice at the beginning of the movie. He's like
right.
bragging. He's like, no big deal, but and then like later on in the movie, it keeps calling back to that, like how he like is underwater. He's killing all these people underwater. And you're like,
Right.
how is this dude doing this? Like how like like the one character has to go down and get the propeller off of the old boat. He's
Yeah,
like, I'll just go
Carlos.
down there real quick and get it. Like that's going to be like a 30-second job with no tools. You know
No
what I mean?
tools.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So like how okay, so like you think they're going to get away, but oh wait a minute. The killer can hold his breath for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So you're not even safe in the water. You know what I mean? So like that
Yeah.
was a really funny element, I thought. Like how they keep
No,
hitting on that, like how he keeps coming back and he keeps coming back. You know what I mean?
yeah. He was holding his breath under the mud. He was
Yes.
holding his breath in the jacuzzi.
And when he was killing that guy, yeah,
Yeah.
underneath with the yeah.
And then obviously at the end, the boat scene where he gets Carlos trying to get the propeller, which
Hmm.
is that scene where they jump off the cliffs and find the boat, where he talks about squeezing your butt cheeks together.
Yeah.
Crack cracks me up because when they get in the water, they're like, "We're okay, we're okay," and
They got it.
Jenny goes, "My butt hurts,"
Yeah.
which makes me laugh because it's like as they switch scenes, like in between scenes, you can hear her say, "My butt hurts."
My butt
Eh,
hurts, yeah. I think she says my butthole, actually. I
Yeah,
think she says my butthole hurts.
yeah,
Because
and
he tells them right before they jump that it'll clean their colon, it'll pulverize your colon, is what he says.
and then the killer kills him in the water, and he's trying to get back on the boat, and he just asks Penelope for a kiss, and she literally says, "He's like, no, y'all two kiss. That's what I want to see."
Yeah.
And then he sinks like Jack in the Titanic.
Yeah, under the water watching them. Yeah. So silly, dude. Yeah, man. It's I really enjoy the change of pace and the scary movies we were doing. That's all I can say about it. I don't want to give the killer away or give too much away because I really hope people watch this movie. It's hilarious.
It is a good one. Um, I
There is
really enjoyed
nudity.
it
There
most.
is, like you said, there's quite a bit of nudity. Don't
Well,
watch it with the kids or the fam, but
it is rated R. I think it's a little over an hour and a half long. It's not a terrible watch, so
it's
definitely,
fast movie. It doesn't seem like an hour and a
yeah,
half when you're watching it.
yeah. It's a pretty good one. Um, I think we kind of talked last week about Hostel's use of the cameras, like they should have bought better cameras. Well, this one here, this movie is just about the same price, and it looks good and came out around the same time. So I think these guys really knew what they were doing. I think
Yeah.
they've obviously done Slam and Salmon, Super Troopers, so they'd learned the techniques and everything on how to
Of
make
what
an
of like
actual
what
movie.
works for them, you know.
Yeah. So I think they did a really good job with this movie. Now,
Fantastic.
was the plot just amazing? Probably not.
It
But
doesn't have to be though, because it does have
yeah,
it has a beginning, middle, and end. And then what
yeah,
else can you ask for? It ties it all together. Does it all make perfect sense? No.
no,
But are you going to sit like who's sitting and watching a comedy movie to
it
break down, the
it's
plot?
definitely entertaining for sure. Um, I think the limited amount of time Bill Paxton's in the movie, I think he does a great job. He's probably steals
Yeah.
the show for me. He's super funny in all
Because
those scenes.
he plays like a stoner almost, but he's also a businessman. You can see too that he's like
Yeah.
also he's a creative person, so he's kind of crazy too. So you get to see all these elements at different times come out of him because like most of the time he's like, oh, everybody chill. Everything's going to be fine. Then when something happens, it like show him like freaking out. Like they have like understaff, and they show him in the kitchen trying to cook food for the whole like
Right.
for like everybody staying there, and he's just like the musician. He's
He's
not a
just the
cook or
entertainment.
nothing. Yeah, he's not a cook, and he's in there like wigging out and stuff. So it's just funny to see like those like normal elements of him too.
Yeah. So, every week I like to dig up some reviews on these things. So, how about I tell you what I found?
Let's see, there can't be a one star.
Well, you'd be surprised. Not Academy Award worthy by any standards, but this delightfully goofy take on a slasher genre is certainly a lot of fun. But it's not for all tastes, considering its amount of extreme violence that usually doesn't blend well with slapstick, which would probably not appeal to all audiences. All in all, an engaging romp. 5 stars.
Excuse me. 5 stars.
That was 5 stars.
No, wow.
Jen here had a completely different take on the movie. The title fits perfectly. Watching Club Dread is a dreadful chore. Yes, humor is subjective, but apart from the few visual gags, nothing here really clicked. And after a quite amusing opening, Virtually nothing happens on the horror or parody level either. To give an example, the film's running gag is that an Indian man has dreadlocks and speaks perfect Oxford English. Whoa. And that's how all the jokes turn out. They have a nice idea, but nothing happens. To make matters worse, the film runs for 2 hours during which not much happens. Broken Lizard comes across as a group of aging college kids who see themselves as frivolous jokesters, and their gags couldn't even knock my grandma off her feet.
Yeah.
Everyone in front of and behind the camera probably had the best time, but that doesn't translate to the audience at all. Conclusion: boring, annoying, and a lot of wasted potential. 1 star.
Well, damn, dude. Ouch.
Yeah, I mean,
That
she
was a
really got.
pretty that was a pretty informed critique.
I agree. I don't know if I agree with her,
But
but
it was she took that
she
she had a good
definitely
argument.
took it to heart. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, I'm going to be a little bit higher than her, T-Cat, and I'm going to give it a very solid score of a 3.2 just because I think it is hilarious. I like the comedy. I'd watch I would throw it on anytime. It's
so
just
that
silly.
is mostly fine by me.
Mostly fine by me, and I stand by that.
Yeah, I think we land mostly fine by me, quite a bit because that's really just above middle of the road. Um, for me, this movie's a fun interaction for this season when you get overwhelmed with all the slasher films that are happening, all the
And
blood
serial
and
killers
gore,
right now are popular.
yeah,
Jeez, serial
the
killers everywhere. Yes.
documentaries about
Ugh.
serial killers. This is a lighthearted take that's still part of the spooky Halloween
Yeah.
season.
This doesn't
That'll
make
make
it
you
feel real.
right. It'll make you smile instead of kind of being awake at night. I don't think this one's going to
No.
haunt your dreams,
I think
but
that's
you'll
why they
think,
made the deaths so crazy because,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? To be a comedy, to make the deaths like that, like, you would almost have to make them so over the top that they're unbelievable. Like, okay.
right. So for me, I'm gonna go a 3.0, which is
Oh,
still
even
mostly fine
number.
by me. Yeah, I know that sounds like a rookie score,
Is
but
that our only even number? I think that's our only even number score.
yeah, that was it. Um, I like the movie. It's not my favorite movie ever, but I would definitely turn this movie on and watch it if I run across it, or if it happens to hit my frame of mind during the month of October. I'll definitely set out to watch
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
I think they do a great job. Unlike Jen from her review, I think this movie's funny. I do, and
Jen sounds like she takes herself a little too serious, if you know what I
I
mean.
think she's probably not real a whole lot of fun at parties, if you know what I mean.
She definitely
So,
does not like my parties.
um,
So a
other than that,
3.2 and a 3.0.
yeah. Other than that, that's a review for the Real Fine by Me crew. Um,
Club Dread, 2004, you said?
yeah, 2004.
Broken Lizard Boys.
So, how old were you in 2004?
I was the ripe young age of 16. Had the world at my fingertips. Man.
I was a
And hey,
22-year-old man.
you were right there with me. You had the world at your fingertips too. 16 to 22 is a pretty, you don't know a lot about nothing at
And this
16 to 22.
and this movie was aimed right at us at that point in time too, right?
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
were the target demographic.
We're on both ends of the spectrum of starting to get your feet underneath you as a young man,
Uh,
you
so,
know.
Josh, I know you've done a couple special things this week that'll be coming out. You want to plug those?
We have got Fine by Me, of course, always coming out every Thursday where you get
And
podcasts everywhere. And we have another project me and Nick have been working on, a cooking show called Dine by Me. And it's in post production now. It'll probably be a couple weeks, but it's going to we're really going to try to make this a good production. So hopefully
nice.
y'all like it. Check it out. There'll be stuff coming out about that. So be looking out for that. It'll be episode 1 of Dine by Me, the cooking show. That's all I've got. You got your podcast?
Yeah, me and my wife are doing our podcast called Life in the Middle. You can find that on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast. It comes out every Monday morning at 6 a.m. We talk about living life at middle age with older kids. So,
Pretty good little
um,
podcast.
it's
Talk about real life stuff.
real
Nothing,
life stuff.
yeah, just how life can sometimes be messy, but there's always some beauty in it, right?
Yeah. So y'all like and subscribe here. Leave us some comments. Tell us about your favorite spooky season movies that you like to watch with the kids or by yourself in the around Halloween. And on the next
We
episode,
appreciate
we'll
it.
be back to our regular scheduled programs.
Yes. Stay
I think
tuned and yeah, add any more movies you could think of in the comments. Not
for
they can
sure.
be scary, I guess, but if we're trying to get out of that. Christmas movies will be coming up, holiday
Yeah.
movies again.
I
So
think when we get to December, we'll probably do some more Christmas movies.
kicking it off.
Last year we did just one Christmas movie. It was Die Hard. This year we'll probably leave Die Hard out and do traditional Christmas movies like that actually are Christmas movies
My
instead of
favorite
action movies.
holiday is Thanksgiving, so we might have to do a special planes, trains, and automobiles episode.
I'm down with that. And
That would be sick.
tell us what you think about that.
Yeah, man. Well, all right. Well,
All
thank
right.
y'all for listening.
Thank you.